a great action movie. I love a great fight scene. I love to see things getting blown up, and who doesn't love a car chase? And even though these things we see are well choreographed, professional men and women put themselves at risk. I love the action. I love the danger. And today, we'll get to see some magic. I'm here with legendary stuntman Kim Kahana. This tower is part of the stunt school Kim Kahana has right here in Central Florida. And yes, he has people jump off this tower. I'm Bill DeMott. This is the Bill DeMott Experience. And I'm not jumping. This dirt road may not look like much, but it's gonna lead me to the middle of Central Florida to a 100-acre ranch where I have the opportunity to sit down and speak to legendary stuntman, Mr. Kim Kahana. This is the first day of the Bill DeMott Experience. Mr. Kim, Bill DeMott.
Glad you could make it.
Thank you for having me.
Good. You found it pretty easy.
Yeah, I found it. I don't know about easy, but I found it.
It's a pretty big place.
Man, this place is amazing.
Let me take you around and show you a little bit.
Okay.
Okay?
Thanks. Kim, you got to tell me. I've been around TV for the better part of 20 years. Why Central Florida? How'd you get here?
I started this 47 years ago in California, the first stunt school in the world. And now you can go on the internet and find them all over the world. And I did it for the kids to get an education so they wouldn't get killed, basically. That's what I did it for. And we did all horses. In those days, you had to be a cowboy. So we have horses here too that we train them. But the kids come from all over the world here. And before it used to be composites and all that bullshit that went through it. Now you got the internet and boom, you put Kahanas in and that's all you got. I'm 85 years old and I'm still screwing with 19-year-olds. Not only 19-year-olds, I opened it up from 9 years old to 17 years old now.
And you still put the harness on.
You're still
blowing things up.
Still blowing it, still turning cars over.
Right in the middle of Central Florida and no one knows.
Nope, nobody near. I got 100 acres here. And the people down the street and everything, they hear all these explosions and everything, and they wonder, what the heck's going on? And they tell people, don't go down there. That guy's crazy there. He's blowing up everything. They don't know I do it for movies. I came to Florida about 25 years ago because I was getting tired of California and my peers and the BS that went with it, and I was just getting tired. So I came out here to be kind of by myself and do things the way I want and get the people I want.
That's kind of the thing, right? It's your baby. Run it the way you want.
Right.
But since then, you've been involved with Disney, Universal. I know you work closely with Full Sail University, and people still knocking on your door. Yeah. And just like me, you open the door and say, come on in.
Well, I do it because a lot of the kids at the colleges don't have money. So the kids want to do something good, and if I'm not doing anything, I'll stop and give it to them, but I make them pay a little too. Like if I go on location, I make them pay for my gas, I make them pay for a hotel, and I don't get the Hilton, I just get a little one, but I make them pay for something. They have to learn that they have to pay for something.
I'm all about that.
It's the old school. Today, with the sophistication of all the cameras and everything they have, which you see, you got a camera this big now. When I was doing films, I had a camera this big. It took 3 men like you to pick it up. So now you got all this technology, which is great. But some of the kids, they know the technology, but they don't know how to set up a camera.
There's no life experience.
No. So I like to teach from the bottom up. That's why I teach the old-fashioned way with an airbag and things like that. And then I'll show the kids what they're doing today with cables and how they do the computer generated and all that stuff.
Well, that's just it for me. That's what's fascinating is you just said it. I'll show them. I'm a coach. I'm a coach at heart. And I get in there with my talent and show them. And to stand next to you and to hear you say, I show them, that's what this experience is about for me.
So, which one?
Which one what?
Which tower? It's great.
Which tower? What do you mean, which tower?
Oh, we'll go up and take a look down.
We'll go up where?
We're in the tower. It's only 50 feet.
Only 50 feet? Everybody's sitting here laughing because they know after these steps, there's nowhere for me to go but up. And this is the end of the steps. Come on now.
Don't break my tower.
I gotta be losing my mind to climb up a tower. I can't even get through the hole for the love of Pete. Whew. The things I'll do to make people happy, to entertain, and to bring things. There's gotta be a weight limit on this ladder, don't you think so, kid?
400 pounds.
This is high. What are we thinking?
Okay.
Mr.
So,
K,
what do you think?
what are we thinking?
Great. Come
Think
over
I'm out
here
of breath.
closer. Isn't
Yeah.
this a nice fall?
Yeah, you know.
Great.
Yeah. You would think, after being up here for what seems like an eternity, I'd be more comfortable. I'm very comfortable doing a lot of things. This isn't one of them. I'm getting off this tower. I don't know how, but I'm getting off. Are you rolling this thing? Mr. Kim is laughing at me. I got a legend with a smile on his face. I gotta say, I'm probably the most meat that's ever been on this ladder. And when I say meat, I'm not talking about, I'm talking about chop suey. Oh, for the love of Pete, I've been up here for 40 minutes.
Yeah. Watch the ladder.
Oh my gosh. How is it I'm more agile in spandex than I am in street clothes? And I'm still not down.
Just a couple stairs.
Oh, but they're stairs.
Hey, that wasn't too bad. What's coming down? That wasn't too bad at all.
I'm just glad we're going down.
Oh, I'm going to take you up to the house and show you around, see some more things.
When you say up.
No, well, up to the house means we'll drive up to the house.
Okay, deal.
Okay. Really nice.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
Yeah. Chuck was here and
Now wait a
lot
minute.
of other
To you, Chuck.
Chuck
Norris?
Norris.
Chuck Norris.
I started him out in the business. He's a kid. He's a good person. Good person. He came. A lot of other people been here.
Amazing.
Oh, this is the museum. Most of the stuff here. Oh, there's Chuck there.
Chuck Norris.
Yeah, Chuck and my son. My son did a lot of films. It's a family affair. Rick passed away 2 years ago.
Oh,
He passed away. He had a heart attack. He was a good kid. Did a lot of jobs. A lot of work.
and he followed in your footsteps?
Yeah.
Just the one son?
No.
Now,
There's
who's
three
this?
sons. That's Rick. I have Tony, Rick, and Kim Jr., and then I have a daughter. And they're all in the
No
business.
questions. This was
No.
a family business since they were kids?
Ever since they've been the kids,
This
they
is
wanted to
amazing.
do this. It's all them. And that's what I do now, too. I'm still teaching kids. That's Elvis over there. I did 7
Come on
shows.
now. Now we're going to talk.
7 shows with Elvis. And there's a Clint Eastwood's friend.
The monkey, every which way but loose.
Yeah. And he was kissing me there, man. He grabbed me and pulled me just like a wrestler.
Amazing.
Well, there's Chuck Norris before Chuck Norris was Chuck Norris.
Norris.
Paul Newman.
Paul Newman.
Sammy Davis Jr. Elvis.
Elvis. Danny Thomas.
All these guys I
Sylvester
worked with.
Stallone and you were buddies?
Right.
How do we get you in the Expendables? You served in the military.
I was in the Korean War. I was left for dead. They put me in a firing squad and left me for dead. Got a Silver Star, 2 Silver Stars, 2 Bronze Stars, 2 Purple Hearts. And I'm still alive, living. That's the last show I did, really. And Charles Bronson, Death Wish 3.
I want to hear about Charles Bronson.
Oh, he was a great guy.
Because you were his double, right?
Yeah, 25 years. He was great. He kind of timid, And it was funny because he didn't like signing autographs and stuff. So when I was sitting in his chair, I would sign everything. And I would put Chuck. And then he, no, 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 no. The only thing he didn't want me to use credits. In those days, the star did all their stunts. But he said, I'll pay you. I said, that's better. Why take the credits? I took the money. That's Carradine there, David Carradine. I did...
the Kung Fu movies?
The Kung Fu's, I probably did maybe 300 episodes. I did all the old things, Bonanza, Davy Crockett. I did all those. Oh, we'll come in here and sit down and relax. Well, how I got started, oh God, that goes back to Korea, where when I got out of the service and everything, I didn't know what I was going to do. And I had some friends of mine working as extras in the studio, and they told me, hey, why don't you come to the studios with us? So I went to the studios, and I saw guys walking around and doing this and doing that, and I said, what the hell, what are they doing? He says, well, these guys are extras, they don't talk. And I said, that's great for me, because I can't spell or anything. And then there's some guys over there. I said, well, what are those guys doing? He says, well, those are called stuntmen. They're cowboys. They fall off horses. How much do they get paid? And they said, well, they get $250 a day. And I said, well, how much do the extras get paid? And he said, well, they get $8.50. I said, well, heck, I want to do that
guy.
Because I was doing all this stuff in Korea for free.
I want everyone to understand what we're talking about right now. And the most important part of my whole experience, you're kind of bypassing. I saw those medals, and you talked about Korea. Come down the wall, and I saw that Purple Heart. People need to know about that. If you can, share some of that with me.
Well, it was hard when I first got out of the service. I never talked about it. It's not too bad now. And I try to share it because maybe the younger person might want to hear about this. So I tell them my experiences, not that I'm a hero or anything, just the experience of when you're scared, what happens to you. It was a firing squad. We all got killed. Basically, I don't know if anybody survived except me. When you see a person with a rifle aiming at you, you're scared. You know that you're going to die. So the only thing that clicked in my mind was to watch the man's finger. And that's what I did. When I thought I saw the finger move, I fell backwards. And everybody else fell too.
You were left for dead.
I was left for dead. When you're covered with dirt and everything, you don't know which way's up. So I was just crawling and crawling until finally I saw some air and I got to the top and put my hands out, and I could hear people laughing and drinking and laughing. And so I just stayed there, scared as hell, didn't know what to do until night came. It felt like 100 years, although it was probably maybe 15, 20 minutes, I don't know. And then I crawled out and finally got back to my own division.
You were buried alive.
I was buried alive.
Little insight, just between me and you, nobody else's business. You ever broken any bones?
Well, we'll look at my hands first, and my arms have been broken 60 times.
60?
60. My back's been broken twice. I got a new, what do you call?
A new kneecap?
Kneecap now, and new shoulder, and everything's fine. And if I get this side, I'll be a bionic.
And here I am, walking a little slower after everything I've done, and we're rebuilding you.
Yep.
60 times.
Yeah.
And you never miss a beat.
That's good.
Is there any truth that you're blind in one eye?
I'm blind. I was blind for 3 years in both eyes in Korea. I have, when we go out, I'll show you what I got the medals for. I got blind with a grenade and still fought the enemy at the same time. And they said that I would never see again. And I told the doctor, stick it. It's just like when I broke my back and I was in a cast up from here, the doctor told me I'd never do stunts again. And I went into the toilet and jumped on the toilet and broke it off and walked out.
And walked out.
So when I was blind, I did the same thing. They said you would never see again. I said, I will see again. And I have one eye. And a lot of times now, I don't tell the students, but when I get bored and everything, I put my hand over one eye and I'm asleep. And the students still think I'm watching them.
And you'd never know it.
Nope.
No one can tell you no, can they?
Nope.
No one can tell you what you can and can't do.
They can't. I can do anything my mind wants me to.
Wow, you're an amazing coach. You're an amazing man. I came here, the experience was to come here and visit a legendary stuntman, and there's so much more to this story, and I'm just amazed. But your service to this country and to see what and how you deal with your students and how you are with me, and it's just such a privilege. I can't thank you enough.
Well, I thank you for coming. Yeah, rope.
I got it. Rope,
Rope.
tree,
Tree.
swing,
Swing.
action,
Action.
action, action.
Oh. You got it.
I got it.
Got it. Obstacle course.
Obstacle course. Thank you for tuning in to the first episode of the Bill DeMott Experience. We're very excited to announce that we're in talks with the Realm Network about taking the Bill DeMott Experience nationwide on a podcast. Lots of exciting things happening with the Bill DeMott Experience. Stay tuned.